اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي بحق حبيبنا وسيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. يقول الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد مخبرا وآمرا قولا كريما: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. My dearly beloved elders, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters and beautiful children, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. All praise and glory only belong to Allah Almighty. For our beloved Allah, who is known by His beautiful Asma'ul Husna, Al-Wadud, the loving Allah, He alone is the sovereign of the skies and the earth. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. And as a Muslim, I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship but Allah, and Allah has no partner whatsoever. Wa ashhadu anna sayyidana wa nabiyyana wa maulana Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And as a Muslim, I believe in all the prophets, and I bear witness that Sayyidina Muhammad ibn Abdullah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is the absolute final of all divine emissaries and prophets from Allah. Having stood on the mighty plains of Arafah with approximately plus minus 3 million Hajj, it is good to be back home and to see our families and friends, and to each and every Hujjaj that is back from Hajj. As the community, we say Hajj Maqbool, Hajj Mabrur, wa Dhanban Maghfur. May Allah accept the Hajj of each and every Hajji and make their sins all forgiven. Ameen. And all those who have the niyyah to go on this beautiful journey of Hajj, may Allah open the doors of ease and khair and barakah for each and every one. I was asked a question in Makkah, and I want to base my talk on that question. Someone said, how do we maintain and live this Hajj? And also heard in the conversations of Hujjaj saying that if the journey of Hajj represents a journey into the year after, it makes one shudder to think that if Malakul Maut had to stand in front of you and take you away, are you ready for death? I say, please allow me to change that question. I don't want to know whether you are ready for death. My question is, are you ready for life? Are you ready for life? Because this is what Hajj is all about. It's a major injection of life. And every Hajji should come back as a more conscious human being, a more positive human being, a more compassionate and loving human being, because this is what the Hajj imbibes in a person. For those who open their spiritual hearts to receive this, those who open their spiritual eyes and ears to receive the limitless blessings of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. So with regard to the question, how do we maintain and live this Hajj? I say you can only maintain your Hajj and live your Hajj, whether you came back now, whether you came back 5 years ago, whether you came back 10 or 20 years ago, you must live and maintain that Hajj. How? By understanding each and every step that you have taken in this journey. And this should also serve as a lesson for those, inshallah, who intend to go this coming year or the following year. We are going on this journey, which is the greatest journey in the life of a Muslim. And if Hajj is the greatest journey in the life of a Muslim, Allah teaches you the most important lessons, the most profound lesson to lead the rest and the balance of your life until Allah will take you away from this earth. And I want you to follow me on this, how Almighty Allah, in the days which is considered the holiest 10 days of the year, leading up to Arafah and Labarang Haji Bakri Eid. In the 10 most holiest days of the year, Allah take you as the Haji to the holiest place on earth. And besides Makkah being the holiest place on earth, then Allah take you away from Makkah into the heart of the desert, into this desert sun where there is nothing, which is known as the plains of Arafah. And I said to the Hujjaj, and I'm telling you now, let us for one moment just sit still and think how important Arafah is and how beautiful Arafah and sacred Arafah is made by Allah. Within that few hours, Allah established Arafah as the capital of the entire universe. Taking his beloved Hujjaj, his guests there to Arafah, make you stand on Arafah, feel the desert heat of the sun which reach up to 50 degrees. And there Allah bring you for a specific purpose, to detox you, to cleanse you, to purify you, and stamp your heart with the seal as an ambassador for Hajj, an ambassador for Islam. This is what each and every Haji is. And we as the community need to remind our Hujjaj that you are now back and you are an ambassador for Hajj, an ambassador for Islam. Please inspire your community and carry out the duties that is expected of you. Live and maintain this noble Hajj. And then for that few hours that Allah keep you on Arafah, making you realize that you are important. And I said to the Hujjaj, don't think any less of the worth that you are as a Haji, because Allah, out of the 7 billion people walking on the face of Mother Earth, walking on this planet Earth, Allah has chosen you amongst 3 million to stand here on the most sacred plains of Arafah, which then served as the capital of the entire universe. And the Prophet ﷺ say, it is the greatest day because that is the day that Allah detox you, cleanse you, purifies you, and makes you kayawmin waladathu ummuhu, like the day your blessed mothers gave birth to you. And then Allah take His beloved Hujjaj. We are not moving on our own steam. Don't for one moment, whether we are there or whether we are here, we're moving on our own steam. Through His qudra, by His powerful divine hand, He moves His Hujjaj from that plain of Arafah and says, وَإِذَا أَفَدْتُم مِّنْ عَرَفَاتٍ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ عِنْدَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ. Oh my beloved servants, I now take you away from this plains of Arafah, having washed you clean, making you pure like newborn babies. So stop there at Muzdalifah, and there you remember me, Allah says. After Allah has forgiven you, has purified you, He still teaches you that now you go forth, you go live your life with my remembrance. إِذَا أَفَدْتُم مِّنْ عَرَفَاتٍ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ. Keep the dhikr of Allah on your tongues, in your heart, and in your life. Live with the obedience and the remembrance and the dhikr of Allah. And again, why does Allah take you to another plane, which is called Muzdalifah, tell you to stop there, to ponder, to look deep within yourself? What lesson is Allah teaching me here on Muzdalifah? The Hajj in comparison to that of yesteryear, wallahi, it is 5-star. And yet you sit with 1,001 complaints. People fighting about 4-star and 5-star and 7-star. And as we sat there on Muzdalifah, I said to the Hujjaj, oh my beloved fellow Hujjaj, those of us who were so finicky, who forgot to leave our finickiness at home or at the miqat when we put on our ihram, I'm asking you to look up into the sky and see what Allah is giving you right now. All the stars under the heaven. You worry about 5-star, 7-star, no star? Allah teaches you, I give you all the stars under the heaven. And the beautiful examples that we can learn from this also, sitting on Muzdalifah, where the rich and the poor, the person who maybe come from the poorest areas and the person who come from the most affluent areas, all sit together in the ihram, dressed in the white ihram full of dust. We are tired, we haven't slept the entire day. You sit there on Muzdalifah, looking at all the stars that Allah gives you under the sky. And what lesson does Allah teach you? You sit there on a little cardboard in the middle of nowhere. You sit on a little cardboard, on your little musalla, watching the world go by, people walking in every direction. The lesson? Count your blessings. Count your blessings and feel for a moment, how does a homeless person feel who's got no roof over their heads? Feel what it is that the world is moving along in front of you and hardly anyone cares whether you're sitting with feet full of blisters or feet that is cut into pieces, or you sit there fatigued. Everyone is just concerned with their own movement. It's like Qiyamah. And then Allah takes his Hujjaj from Muzdalifah, and Allah say, now I take you to Mina to go and pelt the Jamarat. What lesson is there in for you as the Hujjaj? You are now preparing to go and fight your enemy who will never leave you until the very last second of your existence. He will still try to take you away from the obedience of Allah, and that is Shaitan, our manifest enemy. So Allah said, pick up little pebbles and go and pelt Shaitan with the niyyah that you are keeping Shaitan a stone throw away from you for the balance of your lives. But the profound lesson again that you can learn from here, when you prepare for war, you will get the best of weaponry to fight your enemy. Here Allah teaches you, take up little pebbles and go and fight your enemy, your biggest enemy, that is Shaitan. What does it teach me? If I take that pebble and really throw Shaitan physically, he'll probably laugh at me. But Allah teaches us through His beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you pick up that pebble, you pelt him, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Again, the dhikr of Allah, the remembrance of Allah, that Allah must be with you for the balance of your life. Because without the dhikr of Allah, you will be worthless. And picking up that little pebble, it takes us immediately to that short surah of the Quran. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil? أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ كَيْدَهُمْ فِي تَضْلِيلٍ وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ تَرْمِيهِمْ بِحِجَارَةٍ مِّن سِجِّيلٍ فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. Picking up that pebble, Allah reminds you, oh my people, did you not see how Allah has dealt with that mighty army of Abraha who came with his elephants to destroy the Kaaba? Allah says, send little birds with them, and that little birds represent us humble selves. We are like that little birds. وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ. But they carry within their little beaks little pebbles, the same size pebbles that we pick up to go throw the jamarats, the same size pebbles the birds carried in their beaks, and they destroyed that entire army. Why? It is not the size of your pebbles. That pebbles coming out from the little beaks, that pebbles that we throw, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, is more powerful than your most powerful nuclear weapons that you have formed on this earth, because it is thrown and it is put forward, Bismillahi, Allahu Akbar, in the name of Allah. Allah is the greatest. See how Allah take you through the various stages. You are clean on Arafah, yet Allah say, remember me on Muzdalifah, remember me on Mina, and then Allah take you to the Kaaba. After you have pelted shaitan, and say that you commit yourself to your personal jihad for the balance of your lives against shaitan and against your nafs. Now Allah take you to the Kaaba, where you go and make your tawaful ifadah, your tawaf of the Hajj. And again you stand there at the Hajar Aswad, which is nothing but stone. You stand in front of the glorious Kaaba, which is built with stone. It is just stone, but Allah's blessings are there. And many of our great ulama of tasawwuf, they say that Hajar Aswad is like a chip in the computer, which is so small but contains millions of data. So when you stand there at the Hajar Aswad, that black stone takes in your identity as an individual and will represent you on the day of judgment, when your entire information of your life is contained in that black stone. There you make your niyyah for your tawaf, with going around the Kaaba 7 times, with the niyyah that, oh Allah, as I'm walking and making tawaf of your glorious Kaaba, oh Allah, I will for the rest of my life ensure that my whole life will make tawaf around your obedience. You cannot have made tawaf of the Kaaba and you come back and you have no association with your local masjid. Because the Kaaba is a giant tree. And every masjid throughout the world is a branch of that tree. You need to connect yourself to your masajid. Now that you have worked, made tawaf of, and committed yourself and fell in love with the Kaaba, you now need to work for the upliftment of your local masajid or any other masjid for that matter. Ensure that there's masajid in every area. What stops us from making sure that a branch of the Kaaba in the form of a masjid will be built in the various black townships as well? Spread Islam. Work with the indigenous people. Because you have met people of every race, every nationality, every color in Makkah. You cannot come back to your chauvinistic and racist mentalities and not work and be associated with the rest of mankind. This is maintaining Hajj. And see how Allah take you, and now Allah take you to the Kaaba, having made your tawaf of the Kaaba. Allah says, you are not finished. You are not finished with your manasik. There's one more thing you need to do. I want you to walk in the sa'i between Safa and Marwa in the footsteps of a woman. A woman who, according to history, was a dark-skinned woman. So Allah teaches me that I've cleansed you on Arafah. I remind you of my dhikr on Muzdalifah. I remind you of my dhikr, the power of my dhikr to fight your enemy for the balance of your lives through my dhikr. I've now brought you to my house, the glorious Kaaba, which was first built by your father of humanity, Sayyidina Nabiyuna Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, rebuilt by Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Allah say, now that you have served me, you commit yourself to my tawaf and the tawaf of your life around my obedience. Now walk in the footsteps of this woman by calling to mind that for the balance of your life, you go back to your home and you respect every woman. You respect your mother. You respect your wife. You respect your sister. You respect each and every woman of whom Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Jannah lies at the feet of the mothers, and Jannah, by our extension of understanding, lay under the feet of every woman, because every woman is a potential mother. No Haji can come back as a racist or chauvinist or anything negative, because we have left that negativities and all that evil qualities we have left behind when we put on our garb of ihram, which is our kafan, that we have died, yes, not physically. My old self have died. That arrogant, boastful, khasad, angry person that I used to be has died. And I looked forward and I stepped forward and I said, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am, my Allah. Here I am, my Allah. The new me. The new me. I made a commitment to Allah that, oh Allah, I will no more wear a mask, a false mask, because there's so many of us on a daily basis walking with all kinds of masks. Get rid of that mask. Turn to Almighty Allah and say, oh Allah, that labbaik, that me that I have presented to you, make me a worthy me to serve you and to be in the service of my fellow human beings. So this is living Hajj and maintaining Hajj for those who have come back and those who will still go. Because the Hajj is not a ritual. The Hajj is spiritual. Lot of things are happening. Even while in Mecca, we heard of the events unfolding in our community. People standing up against gangsterism and drugs and all evils in places like Bonteville, in Menenberg. Mothers are crying. Fathers are frustrated. They can't find jobs to feed their families. So many things are happening. Our country is falling apart. The same South African police who is supposed to serve and protect the innocent masses of people, they rather shoot at people who are standing up for their rights instead of shooting at the gangsters, the drug lords, and the culprits who's tearing our communities apart. We need to wake up. If there's anyone who still can't see that our country is falling apart, that our country is bleeding, you close your eyes and become deaf to the cries of the mothers. You close your eyes to see the suffering of my and your children. The children in Hanover Park, in Bonteville, in Menenberg, and all the townships. It's our children. Every child is our children. What future is awaiting for our children if we are not going to do something about this? So Hajj is not all about just coming back. MashaAllah, I'm a Haji. I've got status in the community now. No, now I must roll up my sleeves. I must put my shoulder to the wheel and work for the upliftment of my community and the spread of my deen. Ameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah bless us. May Allah accept the Hajj of each and every Haji. And all those who plan to go this year, coming year, may Allah make it easy. And if there's anyone sitting here who don't have the niyyah to go for Hajj yet, please, my brothers and my sisters, make your niyyat now. Say in your heart, "Oh Allah, call me. Call me, this is your calling, Allah." The calling of Hajj does not belong to Sauk, nor to the MJC, nor to any ulama body. It does not even belong to the king of Arabia. The Hajj is the calling of Allah. Say in your heart, "Oh Allah, I want to become your guest. Wallahi, Wallahi, I swear by Him, by my Allah, in whose hands is my soul and my life. If your niyyah is sincere and Allah calls you, believe me, no power on earth will hold you back." I say it again, and as I say it, I want you to respond with Ameen. No power on earth will hold you back. May Allah call all of us. Ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen. And while I was in Makkah, I had such a good cry when I received the clip of the takbir and the dua of my beloved brother Sheikh Fuad. I believe, as I'm standing here in this most sacred hour of Jummah, I firmly believe Allah is going to grant him shifa and kamila. Because we made dua for him on Arafah, we made dua for him on Mina, and every step of our journey, we made dua for him and all our sick people at home and in hospital. And we prayed for our respected alim that Allah took away 2 days before I left, the Honorable Maulana Ihsan Hendricks. I paid a visit to his qabr this morning, and standing there in that kubus in Johnson Road, my tears was just flowing. Because it made me realize, when I looked at all the different sizes of the qabrs, big, small, tiny, the death asked for no age. We are here today, tomorrow we are gone. And so again, I end off what I said in the beginning of my talk. Don't bother too much, am I ready to die? But rather focus on the fact, are you ready for life? Because the quality of life you lead will determine your end from this world. Ameen. May Allah bless you, my brother, Sheikh Fuad. I love you for the sake of Allah. And may Allah keep us together for many more years, inshallah. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.